an all-forward attack up to turn 1. Car 25. The Fujitsu car has been spun around. We knew something was going to happen. It's too slippery to stay on that track, and the Jim Beam racer has to come back on and rejoin.
That was the start of the V8 Supercars Bathurst 1000, the greatest race on the planet, according to the Aussie Shakedown commenters, and thank God they're not biased. By the way, did you hear the engine popping traction control? That's the sound of victory. National pride aside, Bathurst is quite a challenge. 1,000 kilometers, 621 miles, 161 laps, qualifying, a one-lap shootout to set the top 10, and the race itself. Garth Tander and Toll Racing did the deed. Of course, it's the driving that gets 180,000 fans to the track. Check out the action, the in-car views, the footwork to dance these cars through elevation changes, walls, traffic, and this year, slick weather conditions to boot. And remember, these are solid rear axle cars. Okay, maybe this is the best from Australia. Although I did enjoy that Mel Gibson launching himself into the deep end of crazy. Oh yeah, and remember this from the Phillip Island race? Now watch it from a more vulnerable point of view. The IRL finished its season with Dario Franchitti winning the race and the championship because he drove a slower, fuel-saving strategy, made one less pit stop, and never really raced the others, but finished the last 10 laps in P1. So the question I want you to answer is, good racing or modern racing crap? Grand Am finished their season, and this Gainesco Pontiac won the championship. By the way, what's the Pontiac? But to me, the real fun was that Brumos Porsche won the race, right after JC France was out of the car for personal reasons. Every team prepares a checklist for winning. Here's the Brumos list. Number 1, set up the race car. Number 2, call Hurley Haywood, legendary driver. Number 3, confirm the France check has cleared the bank. Number 4, tip off the police. You do what you need to do when a guy like France is holding the team back because he confuses race car with handball and bounces the damn thing off everything he sees. And speaking of questionable drivers, let's turn to the ALMS, where they too finished their season. Now, some of you gave me grief for saying I was far too harsh on driver Scott Sharp. Well, the Patron team agrees with me. How? To win the championship, Patron only needed to complete 70% of the 4-hour race. No win, no podium, just get to 70%. So they refused to put Scott in the car until they got to 71. That's how much they trust Scott. Gilles de Ferran won the race in this Acura, painted to honor Chaparral cars. White never looked so cool. And now you can see all the air inlets and aero, because I guess Acura no longer minds sharing secrets, as this car and Acura will not be back in the ALMS in 2010. And we'll get into all this and Audi in the off-season. If you don't know Chaparral cars and Jim Hall, Google away, because this guy, working skunk works with GM, led the world in composite chassis building, semi-automatic gearboxes, wings, and ground effects. And this was back in the 60s and 70s. Hall brought his 2C and 2E cars to Laguna. Listen to this startup. Brought the 2J that made ground effects with a lawnmower motor vacuuming the air out from under the car, because hearing it is just wild. News was the GT2 race. The last 15 minutes had the faster Corvette chasing down Porsche. The very last laps were close, clean racing. A little bumping, a little blocking, all legal, one move stuff, center of the track into the corner, but nothing nuts yet. Porsche already had the championship. Corvette GT2 wanted to go out with a win, and Porsche's Jörg Bergmeister remembered his Sebring 2007 loss. So the last lap, last corner turned into this.
Hits him at the exit, loosens him up. Bergmeister drives him to the wall, down the front straightaway, rubbing into the wall, and he crashes in big.
Oh, they're not going to like that one.
And here's the second question. Was that good racing or bad? As you bang away at your keyboards, here's some more racing action, and I'll see you next week.
Under turn 10, the very fast turn 10, then the heavy braking 411. If Magnussen is going to get the job done, it has to be right now. Too far back.
Unless a dive bomb. Not going to happen.
He's going to try the exit. Oh, he bumps him, hits him at the exit, loosens him up. Bergmeister drives him to the wall, down the front straightaway, rubbing into the wall, and he crashes in big.
Oh, they're not going to like that one.